Okay, that's it. The little blue bar is live again. We are back. Half an hour break. Cup of tea. Today is still the 24th of August 2018, Friday. We've come back on with Chrissy K, Ruben, got John Smith Road Live. We've got Patricia. We've got all of Roxanne's house. Everybody. Can you hear me, everybody? No panel? Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little on the quiet side for me, but yeah.
Hello there. Yeah, we're back because we've come to get on with John Smith.
If you just stay with us, Karen, we're just dealing with a technical issue with the laptops. We're here. We're just now dealing with a technical issue so that we don't get feedback on one of the laptops.
We can hear everything.
But right now, when we talk, you're never going to be able to see what's going on the picture. So we're just going to work out which laptop to use best. I think probably Harry's laptop's the best one to use. So we're just going to let me mute for a second. Give me 2 minutes, and we'll be right back. But we'll stay here. We'll be here.
Okay. Well, we're having this hangout for a certain reason. Maybe Jason wants to tell us.
I can do. I mean, a lot of it's already been said in in the video if you haven't watched it already. But Harry's got I believe he has to go back to work on at the beginning of September, I believe it is. And Harry's just been doing such amazing work lately, and every time that we feel like I'm speaking for everybody, I think every time I feel like not doing any activism or anything, and I feel like a little bit drained and all that, Harry's there behind us, dragging us out the house and saying, right, let's do another one, and so Harry's the force behind us all, really. And he's still got a few months left in him before he goes back to his slave job, and of course he wants to go out with a bang. That sounds awful. It kind of sounds like he's at the end of his road. But he wants to reach as many locations throughout the whole of UK. It's something that we had in mind a while back to do, and like this time, it just seems like a good opportunity for him to do it now. Except for he's been doing this all summer long, and his finances have gotten so low, and he's been struggling to finance this whole project. And we said, look, you shouldn't have to finance this. There's so many people out there. I don't mind putting my hand in my pocket, to help him to push this forward. And we just felt as though lots of people would probably want to support Harry and help him. He lives in Scotland, for God's sake, and he's been traveling for the whole of the UK, and how he can afford to do this, and the reason he can afford to do this because he's now run out of money. I don't know if I'm probably speaking a little out of turn as well. He didn't really have a lot of money to begin with at the beginning of the year, and took out a small loan. Sorry, Harry, I need to get that in there because I think everybody should know your commitment. He took out a small loan to fund a lot of his traveling to get around the UK, and he shouldn't have to do that. That's wrong. There's a lot of people who want this disgusting lie to be over. I don't want to be a flat earther forever. I want this dealt with, and I want to get it back on with my life. And it should be out in the open, and our kids taught the truth. And this shouldn't go on. This. But Harry's out there. He's at the forefront, and he's willing to expose this day in, day out. And I made a comment a while back that the guy, he's like a machine and he never sleeps and that. And we got a lot of stick for that. And if you only knew, and I almost think that I wish someone had turned. He's at Roxanne's going to be sleeping there tonight, and I wish someone would turn the camera on at 3 a.m. 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and you probably see him still editing and still working. You know, like, I just wish we can all vouch for that, can't we? You know, just so he's the driving force behind us all. And so we've set up this Patreon account, we've set up this this GoFund account, and we just hope that everybody can find it in their heart, and if they want this to, you know, to move forward in that, you know, like I don't know, if I had my way, I'd say sell your house. You know, let's get this done. You know, like sell your cars, wherever. You know, like it's too important. This, you know, like and he's out there day in, day out. He's on the streets. It's hard work, you know, like to get up and, you know, like, and to motivate yourself on a day in, day out, and to force yourself to well,
traveling is tiring.
It really is. It's so tiring, you know, like, and but he doesn't just, you know, like, motivate himself. He motivates all of us, and, you know, like, and not just motivates us, inspires us all to get off our backsides and get on with this, and, you know, and we don't want them to stay at home in Scotland. If funds are running low and all that, we don't want them to sit there at home. When he's quite willing to get out there on the streets and, you know, like, and bringing more awareness to flat Earth. Yeah, he's an amazing guy. He is, Harry is, and I just hope that all of you go to that GoFundMe site or Patreon. You know,
I'll second that.
You're right.
I'm hoping that we're coming through. Okay, this is a bit of a test.
Perfect now.
Obviously, Harry's on the panel as well. I'm gonna ask Harry not to say anything just now, because I'm not gonna turn my mic off for a second. So hopefully everyone on the panel can hear everyone's voices. I'm hoping everyone in the chat room can hear everyone's voices. If there's any feedback or any echoes coming through, Karen, let me know just now, and I'll try and adjust things. It's just taking us a couple of minutes to get this on lock. Now, what I want to do in a second, if it's okay with you, Karen, is I'm going to put my mic back on mute. I'm going to ready myself, and I'm going to let Harry say something, and I'm going to sort my laptop out so you don't get any feedback, so that at least we can have this conversation properly. Only because our laptops were giving each other feedback. And as you know, Jason, we're not very good on the IT flex. So hopefully this is going to work. I'm just going to mute my mic, and then hopefully Harry will come on and say hi to you all, and I won't cause any feedback.
Okay, my darling. Harry.
Hello, everyone in the panel. Great to see you all there.
Hello, Harry.
You're right, Harry.
Brilliant, Jason. Karen, it's just great to be around all like-minded activists on the panel. Every one of those guys I admire totally for their commitment to flat Earth. Fantastic. And Jason, stop telling so much fibs, mate. You're more an inspiration than I can possibly be, and we get inspired by each other. And there's Chris, Ruben, you, and I've forgotten your name already. Roxanne. I'm dyslexic. Please don't take it personal.
No, that's fair enough. Because Roxanne got my name before.
Yes, but I'm also in a room full of other activists as well. So I just feel really inspired being around other people who are activists, and it's a two-way street, you know. And as Leslie and Victoria was saying earlier, you know, everybody's doing activism in different levels. Everybody's activism counts, and it's so fantastic. It's coming on a united front. Everybody doing their own thing. Fantastic, yeah.
Yep, unity,
yeah.
Inclusion, human interaction, meeting people in real life, and look what happens. You can go on camps, you can have fun, you can go out and do activism, you can meet people. You
be fearless.
Yeah,
and,
you can be fearless.
Yeah, absolutely. And can I just say that, Jason came up with the idea first to go around the UK, and, you know, he was in a similar situation to me. He couldn't afford it, but somehow he acquires a yacht with no money to pay for it. But he starts wheeling and dealing and selling any little things he has to actually get it, which really inspired me. And so we were going to go around the UK visiting everywhere, but for one reason or another that didn't last very well. So about 2 weeks we had to abandon that. So just recently I thought, right, I'm going to go and take some kind of transport and travel around the UK. Jason and I had spoken about that before. And, you know, as Jason said, you know, I've been struggling to fund that. So Jason, Roxanne and Chris got together and started out working away in which we can make that happen. So, yeah, I was really humbled by that. And
Harry.
Sorry?
It was supposed to be a surprise.
It was.
Well, yes and no, but I was already trying to make a video of places I've already been and go somewhere else. But then Roxanne and Jason already did a video of their input, so we just sort of amalgamated it together and thought, yeah, let's do this as a collective and let's push it forward. And Jason's skills on the computer is just phenomenal. So without Jason's work initially there, this wouldn't got off the ground. And then Roxanne's creativity and ideas and Chris's brilliant minds, they all got together, and this is what we come up with. So it's a complete team effort. You know, and the four of us work really well together and bounce ideas off and get inspired with each other. And a special mention goes to Ruben there for fantastic work he does with his. He's got a whole Facebook page dedicated to street activism, and Ruben is dedicated to promoting other people from all around the world doing any kind of street activism. So he's an unsung hero. He does lots of street activism himself. He's very creative, very artistic, and it's an honour to have him here.
Thank you. Making me blush.
I'll blush all day, boy. You deserve it. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, do you want to just a little bit more like it's fun, John's. There's a bit of echo going on there, by the way, guys. Someone's echoing.
Yeah, someone needs to turn the volume down a touch.
Yeah, I think it's Harry actually, but never mind.
No.
Yeah, do you want to explain what?
I'm on mute.
Do you want to explain why we've come to this hangout then? To explain a bit more about what you're trying to do for Harry.
Sorry, I didn't catch that, Karen.
Just explaining we're here because we're trying to help John Smith travel more. So can you explain a bit more about the video, what we're trying to do, what this hangout's about?
Yeah, sure. It's yeah. So oh god, I feel like I might repeat myself again. So basically, what we're trying to do is create some form of accommodation for himself to visit 30 locations in 8 weeks. We say 30 locations because well, we feel it might actually develop into a few more locations because Harry keeps adding more. You know, he needs to stop it. So it's approximately 30 locations, we'll say. But in order to do this, you know, like he's not a young spring chicken at the moment. He kind of needs. I think at first he was just going to sleep in his car or sleep in a tent or something, but he can't be doing that. You know, he needs. We kind of thought, you know, maybe a camper van. We kind of like our first initial thought was can we borrow some, you know, if there's someone in the community who is who has got a camper van, that would be just amazing. If you know, like if you want to loan that out. It is for a good cause. If you're a flat earther, it's for a good cause. Yeah, so that would be the initial thing. Is, you know, like, because I'd like to think that we don't need help financial and all that. You know, we probably figure it all out ourselves. You know, I'll, as Harry says, I'll sell a few other things if I have to. But like a camper van seems like the ideal choice. You know, if we can get him into a camper van, Harry's level of commitment, he'll be out there 24/7 doing it. You know, like as I say, he only cries a little bit of sleep. I think it's the old man syndrome. You know, like he only sleeps 2 hours a day. You know, so yeah, a camper van would be the ideal choice. So the thing is, we're still in a part of the season where the hire of camper vans, they're quite expensive. They are, you know, like but catch 22 because you know, like he's running out of time. He has to go back to work. You know, like so. He needs to be out there on the road, you know, like, and if you ask everyone, he will start tomorrow, you know, if he gets hold of this camper van, you know, he'll just get out and get on with it. So it's going to cost some money, this camper van. So we do need to raise money for that. He said that he didn't really want any money to be raised for that. He'll supply his own food. He's got to eat anyway. But there's still other things. There's like, you know, leaflets and things, flyers and that to give out to people. We'd like to maybe get 1 or 2 more banners and that. We find the banners, it's a great attractor. You know, the magnets they are, you know, like, and it brings people to us, you know, like, so we don't have to go, oi, did you know the Earth's flat? You know, like we can just get these banners out and, you know, they come over to us and then we can have a discussion and, you know, a few giggles, a few laughs and that. But like, have to tell you, you know, about 90% positive nearly all the time. You know, like you only get the odd few that are idiots. These banners are great, so you know we'd like to get a few more. And I've posted a couple of links on my our website FE Start. So you know anyone can download.
Karen, someone's just joined your hangout, Mr. Flat Earth Dude. And you shared a video of Flat Earth Dude the other day with some leaflets that were designed by Jason.
There you go. Yeah.
Right.
Great to see.
Right.
On the same panel as the guy that designed the leaflets that you were out on Hollywood Boulevard with the other day.
I'm taking some out tonight.
Yeah, brilliant.
Brilliant, man. Yeah, it's good. I love it. Love it. Thank you.
No, excellent. And that's it. Yeah. So the idea of all this is just to get Harry out on the road. You know, like he's got to go back to his. You know, I call it the slave job now, and you know he's got to go back. I think it's beginning of September sometime.
It's November.
So sorry, it's November. Of course it is. I don't know why I was saying September. It's November. Yes.
Got like 8 weeks, a good 8 to 10 weeks before he goes back.
That's it. Yes. Yeah. So you know, like we've only got a short time to get around 30 locations, and there'll be probably a lot more than 30 locations. You know, Harry keeps adding to it. That's about it, really. We just need we need some funds for this accommodation. And I mentioned in the video when we did the video promo, I mentioned that it is frowned upon asking for money. It's awful asking for money, and I don't know why it should be, but it is. You know, like it's like I don't know whether you should call them trolls or what, or maybe they just don't understand how money works. But every time that you want, you know, like petrol or you know to hire a van and all that, people want money. You know, you can't get out of it. You know, like we don't want the money, but these people who want, you know, who have these camper vans and petrol for us and all that, and you know, who will do the leaflets, they want paying. So it's an unnecessary evil, but it's got to happen. We need some funds for this. Harry can't for this year, for the remaining of this year, he can't afford it. Hopefully, he goes back to work, and then maybe next year he'll have his bank full again, and we'll start again. But that's about it, really. You know, like we're desperate to get the funds together, just to send Harry on his way and carry on motivating us and inspiring us all.
Can I just chime in on that one as well, Jason? I just want to say that I, for one, I'm sitting in the same room right now as someone that went out on the roads on the very first piece of UK activism that was done. I'm sitting in the room with people that have done activism through all 4 seasons. Am I right, Harry? All 4 seasons. Yeah. Through the summer, the winter, the autumn, and the spring. Come rain, snow,
freezing your asses off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Snowing.
That has stood in the snow with other people that are sat with me just now.
And trapped in the snow. Yeah.
Trapped in London in the snow, Harry just said.
Oh yeah, remember that.
And I was asking a few of these guys, and you know, I'll vouch for the fact that none of them could actually give me an educated guess because it was obviously so monumental. But I said to them all today, how many miles do you reckon you lot have clocked up over the last year?
I wouldn't like to say it all, really. Thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Combined, if you combined all of your mileage together, all of the hours that you've all combined put in, all of your partners that have been incredibly understanding into the amount of hours that you pour into doing the amazing stuff you do. Jason, I'd just like to commend your partner on supporting you to do what you do. Chris UK, I'd like to commend your partner on supporting you on what you do. Ruben, I want to commend your amazing partner on supporting you to what you do.
And she is amazing.
Absolutely.
And I want to say Mark's here, who's Leslie's partner, and he's incredibly understanding and is, you know, passionate about what his partner wants to do. And Colin, who's sitting there, who's his amazing partner, is incredibly understanding for what he's doing. There's an incredible amount of effort that's done behind the scenes
And don't forget
of these
Ray, your
people's.
partner,
Yeah, of course, my partner. But for me, you guys have done so. I've done a little bit of mileage, but not to anything of what you guys have. The amount of train journeys, the amount of car mileage, the amount of hours stuck in traffic, the amount of nights sleeping on people's floors on airbeds, and the expense of that's just voluntarily done because of people's passion for it. We really want that to carry on, and we know that Harry loves doing this. He's the person that will be ready to go in the morning at 9:15 when everyone's waking up and having their coffee. Like, the guy is relentless. Yeah, the guy is relentless in his passion, and it's actually what sometimes keeps the wind in my sails. And I feel passionate about driving that forward. There's not one person that I'm sat in the room right now with every single person that I'm sat with right now, including Jason, including Ruben, including Chris, even you, Karen. We came to visit you. We're all affected by people's passion. And I feel that when you put out, and Dave Mannell, I just want to mention Dave Mannell, the incredible Dave the Mannell. And, you know, there's just, the list is actually endless, right, Ruben? Right? Guys, you guys have done, so, I mean, how many people aren't here right now who've done hundreds of miles, hundreds of hours, you know, just countless amount of stuff that's been done.
But I think that Speaker's Corner, though, was the catalyst. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really what kicked it off. And I think the presence that we've all had at Speaker's Corner as well over the last few weeks, and continuing with that, fair enough, it's going to go down to maybe a monthly thing from future, but we've made an impact. And look at when we first got there, Roxanne, when the guy that rocked up, the policeman, he was on Flat Earth.
The Druid policeman.
And he was really kind to us, but he was like, it was like, make sure he had his rules and regulations he had to adhere to, but now he's slacking those rules and regulations because he knows we're a good bunch.
This mileage is working. It's progressively moving the truth to a point where it's socially accepted to talk about.
If I could just mention three names, big names and street actors who are not here tonight. John Thaw is probably one of the most committed, dedicated people to.
John Thaw.
And then we got Scott, Plain Ranger on the Isle of Wight. Fantastic amount he does on his own. Sorry?
Dave Marsh.
But I'm coming around. There was two more. There's two more who are quite new on the scene, street actors. Them is Dave Marsh and Dave Mannell. Both brilliant what they do.
Inspirational, he is, Dave Mannell.
Dave Mannell's that guy's the shit. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Talking about inspiration. My God,
that guy is amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're all amazing.
I want to drink to that.
Dave can stand in Speaker's Corner though, and he can have an audience of 20 to 30. And absorb everything he's got to say.
So passionate.
And you might not agree with everything that he says, but you cannot deny that man's passion.
Yes.
He's so passionate.
Yeah.
People like him only come out along once in a while, you know.
Can you hear Harry?
It's about Harry. Come a bit closer to the
Sorry. They can't hear you.
I can hear him.
Oh, good. Go on.
I think, like Dave Mantle, I hope he'll forgive me, but for a guy who's not got a big physical presence, but my God, he commands an audience. You know, his charisma and the way he presents himself, he really does.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just fascinating.
It's awe-inspiring just being around him and doing that. So.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I mean, we all know the things he talks about, but yet we still want to listen. That's a gift.
Yeah.
It's just the way.
Dave Mantle is just a wonderful human being outside the street. Get to know him and become a friend of his. I'm very humbled.
Excellent.
Can I also shout out to Aaron and Zanny as well?
Yeah.
And Matt. Yeah. You got your master, Aaron and Zanny. The thing is, there are so many people that you just start offending people because you can't think of everybody.
Like I said, the list is endless. Yeah, the list is endless.
But that's a good thing. You'd think we'd be saying that 2 years ago, that the list is endless of people who do active.
Can I just chip in on what you just said as well there, Harry? It's a good point what you made about the timeline there, because
Oops. Close.
And Martin King as well. And the way that these guys like compose themselves and help themselves in front of millions of people, because millions of people watch these daytime shows, you know, was outstanding. But also it's been on those daytime shows, it's now been implanted into the public psyche. So what we found is when we first started doing the activism, we had mixed reactions and we had quite a lot of animosity from people. But now more and more people are actually openly coming to us and asking more questions, and the animosity seems to have subsided now, apart from the professional trolls that descend on us.
I think we've all had the question of, tell me more. That's our music careers compared to what it used to be like. What? You're crazy or nuts? Oh, tell me more now. We're hearing a lot more.
It's not only that as well. We're improving our techniques for engaging in the public. Like every time we do it, we're getting a bit more confident and things like that. So
and it's increasing our skills. You know, it's increasing our communication skills, which is brilliant.
Absolutely. We left the baseball bats at home now.
Sometimes.
It's interesting as well, looking at the people like who you don't speak to, and they kind of walk past and you see them with the little cameras just stopping, taking quick pictures or pointing. Them kind of conversations they have as well. Like on the back of my car, Les decided to put some flat Earth stickers. Said they're only these little small things, you know, you won't mind. And was like, no, fine, whatever, do what you want, don't mind. These massive banners pretty much covering the back of my car saying research flat Earth. So every time I drive around, you will laugh though, but it's interesting that when you look in the rear view mirror, it's like you see hundreds, like people pointing and looking, or you'll see Martin giggling or running past. Sorry, Harry, go on.
Do you ever think about have a camera on the back?
I've thought of having that, just to catch the reactions, but I kind of look in the rear view, especially in traffic, it's amazing.
But you could run a video of that. Different reactions.
Definitely, yeah. But it's interesting at the activism, like some of the people that you see.
Could I please put you on the spot and get you to talk about the partners of Flat Earth, please? I think it's incredibly conducive to what we were saying about Cynthia and Colin's partner,
definitely,
and you and Ray.
It is in its infancy.
And it's a very real thing that is, very, you know, even Robin Campbell's partner, Jason with the Disprey's partner.
It is.
If you could give everyone a quick synopsis of what that is.
Yeah, so I'm sure these guys have been introduced online who we are from before. They've been on the previous session, this one.
Could you give everyone just a real quick synopsis of how it came out that you did Flat Earth at Partners? Because obviously you were woke first.
Yeah, of course,
and that was a very real situation. One of which I know that Ruben as well, and I think this is very progressive with the truth becoming socially accepted with people.
So it happened probably about 4 years ago, I think. Wasn't it when you
it was in 2012, basically.
2012, we went down the rabbit hole, didn't you?
I woke in 2012. Me and Mark were into our relationship about 18 months, and he went away on business for 3 days.
3 days, guys.
And while he was away on business, I was guided towards various things regarding other conspiracies brought back into our house to a completely different person, like kind of like a start raving lunatic kind of person.
I was like, who is this man in my life? This isn't the guy I went to Glasgow for 3 days with work and came home to a different man. I was like, I thought he was having a nervous breakdown at one point. I thought he was going cuckoo. You know, I think I would, like, coming out with things like the Olympics were on at that time. It was like, we can't go to London at all. Like, we're going to get bombed. All this thing's going to kick off. And Les was on his little journey down the kind of like the rabbit hole of where he was going. So for me, Les did loads of research. Like, I'm sure everyone here in this room and even online at the moment have done hours upon hours upon hours of research. Like, you sat there having your tea and you're there on your phone looking, you know, like little zombies, everyone there like tapping away. And I'm sat there as the partner thinking, what's going on? And you go through these kind of fear stages. Is it me? Is it him? What's happening? Have I done something wrong? Is he cheating on me? You know, and things like this. Where's he going? And then all of a sudden, he kind of got involved in this activism, and then he was going out meeting new people and coming back talking to me about these people, but I'd never met them before.
And that's where camp came.
And that's where camp came along. He taught me into going to camp. He went to one camp before that, and I was fritting death for his life. I was on the phone every 2 minutes. Are you all right? Have you made it? Are you safe? I thought he'd been murdered. You know, you can't go in that field with a load of crackpots. It's just going to be not right at all. I've never met, you know. So he had this camp, and then he went to the camp and came back, told us the story, and then I went to my first camp. And it was an interesting thing because it's probably the only place I've probably met some of the most genuine, honest, normal people. And
you didn't expect.
Completely didn't expect it at all. So I rocked up at this camp field with all these people that I'd never met in my entire life, and me and Les were putting our tent up, and we couldn't do it. Everyone ended up helping us, and it was kind of like everyone seemed like normal, genuine people. And at that very first camp I went to, I can honestly say my friend Nicola, she's been to every camp since. We both met on our very first camp. Literally, we were the first people that we spoke to each other, stood by our cars, freezing, smoking cigarettes, thinking, what the hell am I doing? Am I all right? And then we kind of got talking to each other, and then we both realised for the previous 8 weeks, we thought we were going to get murdered, killed, going through these first stages of meeting new people and things like that. And it was kind of like, we both sat there and said, why the hell have we just been worrying and fearful for the last 8 weeks of our life building up to this moment when we've actually had probably the best time of our life? Wow. And ever since we kind of talk, we're still really good mates and things. But coming back to the housewives and flat earth coming up to, it's kind of like our partners, like myself with Les, he's off doing his research, he's got his own thing going on, and we're all here supporting him. And I think it's important that partners, or even your best friends, for example, that are there supporting you, they may not believe you or not even understand because they don't do as much research into what you do. But there should be a place there for us to go to for questions without having the third degree, for example.
Or just come together and you can, you know, just vent off at each other.
Yeah.
You're all in the same boat. You understand.
We're all in the same boat. We're all there.
You have to put up with so much shit.
Exactly.
Because you're sat there, basically, sometimes getting neglected. Sorry, I've got to move. Yeah, you basically, sorry, I've got to come over, apparently. Well, we had this discussion basically, and I've not got a partner at the minute, and I just thought, I was thinking about the partners, and I spoke to Mark, and Mark was saying the same things. And
I think
said,
Cynthia Ruben, you're Cynthia
as well. And I was just thinking about you all, and thinking, you put up with so much shit, because like we're all off in our own little worlds, like doing our research. I'm doing this because I'm on my phone now, but like the rest like that. And you get neglected, and sometimes it causes stress and shit in your relationships. And as much as we want you to understand and stuff like that, you've got a side what we have to understand as well. And I just thought like there needs to be a place for you, because we've got our community.
And that's another thing as well, which I didn't understand at first with all these groups and things. You all have these group chats where your phone's binging every 2 minutes. And I was like, what's going on here? And I got joined to one group, and I think it was only in it for 5 minutes because the amount of notifications I got through was absolutely crazy. It was literally crazy. My phone had never binged so much in its life. So that didn't end very long. But yeah, it's kind of like with our partners and then doing these activism groups as well, it's really important to bring them along, try and say to them, it's not as bad. You know, it's encourage them to come along, come to these camps, bring your children, for example.
We've met.
And just meet and just get them to understand that you're not kind of in this little bubble. You know what I mean? You've got other people out there, and there's other people out there that can support them as well as you.
Yeah, we've all met though, like us who were flat earthers who were well into the research and stuff. We've all met so many partners of the flat earthers. And at first, they all come across as like they don't really necessarily want to be there. But once they get to know us, they realise that we're just all sound in that, and we can talk about anything. We don't just talk about flat earth, we talk about anything. So it's not just all about that.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a massive element, and the activism stuff is a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
But when you get together, like behind the scenes, and like say at camp or in meetups or each other's houses or whatever, you just can relax and chill out and talk about anything.
Yeah.
Because obviously the partners are putting up with it and they're used to it anyway. So they sort of just fit in. They don't realise they're going to fit in, but they fit in.
But for me, Vic, as well, like one of the main things for me was the fear of the unknown, the fear of not knowing where I'm going, who I'm meeting, and what I'm doing. And it's getting people to understand if you can lose that fear, that kind of like grey matter that we have in the back of our minds that stops us. It's not the same. I wouldn't say as much as that. It's not the other voice. It's the thing that stops us from reaching our full potential. If we can get people to understand that and come, and kind of get them involved a lot more. Sorry, carry on. Who was that asking?
Listening to you. Oh, I'm really glad that everybody's talking quite happily. You know, we've got happy things to talk about. It's coming together.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, love. It's not always been happy times, loving relationships. You know, we still have disagreements and things. You know, but yeah,
it's happy when we're all together. It's happy
exactly
when we're all together. We all create a really good vibe, and we've all got unique things that we all bring together. We've all got different knowledge on various subjects and different interests, and once that all comes together, it's pretty magical.
Try and get a bit of debate partners as well, because that's quite good.
Can we just finish, because obviously we've come together on this hangout to support John Smith Globalize. So should we just carry on talking about that for a bit more? Because obviously we're here to try and.
That was Roxanne.
That's really that was really. Do you know what? To be fair with you, that was really me trying to tell you what John Smith's effort has done in a year.
Yeah.
Like in a year, his effort so far has brought all of these people together, and all of these people together now independently do things for the truth on their own tangent.
For John Smith as well. He's actually captured that moment between me and Nicola, me and my best friend, the very first moment on camera, which is on one of your videos.
You know. So many memories, so many memories have been made that are now sentimental memories to these individual people, and they're not cult members. They're not part of some kind of off-key group. These are just real human beings that have been passionate enough to come together, and in their passion in coming together, it's taken them to the forefront of pushing this truth out to the masses and to making it socially acceptable. I think all of these individuals can tell you in a year where it's gone and where it is now, and how socially accepted it is to go out onto the streets then, and how socially accepted it is now. Can you imagine where we're going to be in a year's time if people now help to get this on the road? This is a very real thing, and we're really lucky to have all of these people together, because all of these people have been brought together by that one individual.
It is
I'm not talking crap right here.
Harry,
Listen, you're going to make Harry start crying in a minute. And we don't want that floodgates.
And that's where I'm coming from. I'm just trying to interlink in our video, Jason and Chris. In our video, Jason and Chris, did we not portray in that video where the destinations that have been done so far and where the destinations want to be done to move forward. The destinations that have been done so far have been done through all 4 seasons, hundreds of miles, hundreds of hours, hundreds of efforts, partners and everything, and no money is. It's not about making profit. The one thing this is not about is making profit. The one thing that has to be said is the amount of mileage and hours that Harry's done up until this point. Yeah, the amount of effort and like I said, like he's the driving force when some of us can't be bothered and whatnot, and we're getting up late and whatnot. Like if it wasn't for Harry, we'd probably be leaving the house at like 3:30 in the afternoon because we're kind of casualoso with it. And he's always got the wind in his sails. And you know what? Show me your friends, and I'll show you who you are. Yeah, show me the positive, optimistic people around you, and I'll show you who you are. And that guy is the personification of positivity, optimism, and get up and go. Yeah, and some people need that like a medicine. I do for sure. That's why I want my friends to be positive and go-getting people. And I'm happy to say that I'm sitting in a room full of people like that, and I'm on a panel with people like that. And that, I think the more of that we can evoke in people to stand up, stand out, be positive, and stand up and be counted. And even if people don't want to get out into the streets, I want to appeal to you people that are sitting behind your laptops right now and you don't have it in you to get out into the streets. Trust me, I'm sitting in a room full of people who are ready to get it out into the streets. Yeah. And if you just want to donate as much as $5 a month.
Well, not again. Glitch. Should be back.
There. See that man there? Yo.
That it again. Glitch.
Up for that man right there, you know. Yo.
Oh, come on, you're making him
telling
blush.
you.
He's blushing.
I want to know, Harry.
Is it Glitch?
Harry, John Smith Global Eye. I want to know when you're starting your Scandinavian leg of your
European
tour. Yeah.
We need a couple of translators to do the European tour, so we'll think about that.
He had an
But, you know, we've got plenty. We have plenty of translators.
You said you're going to book the ferry for me, Astro. Have you booked it yet?
Did I say that? I didn't say
So
that. Brain fart.
I hope I brought that nicely back on par, and I wanted to show you. I wasn't trying to go too far off on tangent. I was really trying to give people a backstory into the people that have gone in and got themselves involved with this amazing man and gone out into the streets.
But I'd just like to add to that. Everybody in this room has inspired me being out in the street with them.
And the panel. And that amazing panel, Jason, Ruben.
Well, I think they speak for them. I think they speak for themselves. They're seasoned campaigners out in the street with me, and obviously I'm inspired by those people in the panel. But I'm just speaking about the people in the room here. I've stood together with everybody in this room on the street, and you know I've been inspired by every one of them and how they're engaged with the public. So, as I said earlier, the inspiration is a two-way street. It's not a one-way thing. It just bounces off each other. So, and those guys in the panel,
you don't like.
Begin to say how inspired I've been by all of them.
Harry, you're not in front of the camera. You're behind the camera still.
No, he can't help himself.
I'm a cameraman, though, haven't I?
We've got essence of Harry tonight. We've got essence of Harry. Allegedly Harry.
You today, Harry.
I can poke him and prod him. He's still there, so he is real.
I would go on camera, but I feel very self-conscious with a front tooth missing. I can't pronounce the F's.
My first time.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the monumental now new moment.
See, you've just made a monumental moment. This is the first ever live chat that Leslie's partner Mark's been involved in. Yeah. So, Karen, you played a monumental part in making this. And now,
making life easy for Harry. Basically.
All in the name of love.
Yeah. 5-star
Speak up, darling. Say that again, darling. Sorry, just speak up.
We should like all Muppets help out Harry because he's putting hours of work.
I know, yeah.
Like camping here, you know, far flung Scotland a lot. So, we've got to sort of help out.
Yeah. How many hours have you driven to get here, Harry, today?
I don't know. How much was it?
Today.
About 6-7 hours.
6-7. This is a regular thing. Every time I've ever heard
Yeah.
Roxanne or Harry, it's
Yeah.
always on the go, and I just think, I don't know how he does it.
I can't name not one flat earther that has done the amount of hours and miles that Harry's done. I mean, like, I think collectively we probably all do about as much as what Harry does, but not singularly.
Yeah, but do internet miles count? Because we're quite close, you know.
Internet mileage, I like it.
Internet mileage is a different thing, innit?
It's awesome, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty amazing guy.
I've got to be honest.
Can I chime in as well? And I don't mean to just chime in and go off on Ruben. Sorry, I know you're multitasking there, but Ruben, you're one that's been out on the roads for a while as well. Like, what's your take on where it's gone, where it's at, and where it can go? You're on mute, by the way, just in case you forget to unmute yourself.
Hey guys, sorry, my internet's laggy. It cut off because the Wi-Fi in the place I'm staying in apparently is cut off. I'm trying on my other phone and it says I've got no internet, so I'm just using whatever data I've got on my phone. So it's
Camera.
a bit laggy.
You turn your camera off for bandwidth. Just turn your camera off if you can, and then it'll be easier for you.
No worries.
Cool.
Ruben.
Yeah, I've been rolling around with Harry for like over a year now, and it's been an absolute pleasure. I've learned so much from everyone sitting there in Roxanne's as well. And it is amazing to see how far things have come. You know, before a year ago, 2 years ago, you couldn't do what we're doing now. And it's, I've said it before on camera, it's the culmination of everyone working as individuals, but in unison, really working as one. Truth Zoom Media, Richard Lopez, I believe his name is, Flat Earth Fokker, Plain Ranger, everyone doing work like that, and the conventions,
authentic intent
on radio and TV. That's what we need, like more attention. And now that we go out there and we do the street activism, people are more receptive to it. You know, they don't laugh us off like they used to. They've heard of Flat Earth, even if it's in a satirical manner. Just one thing that we say can like click in their head and plant the seed, and that's all we're trying to do. You know, we don't want to convince people then and there on the spot. Just plant the seed, make them think, and it's a domino effect. You know, once you investigate it, there's no denying it. So I think Europe, I don't know if it's too much, but a European tour would be amazing if this is successful, and I believe it will be. I think the next stage is Europe, and then.
Well, you know, I was going to say there are quite a few Europeans into Flat Earth that also come on this panel. You know, I mean, you're in Spain now, aren't you? You said you're in Madrid.
That's
or
correct.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in Santa Paula, just off Alicante.
Yeah, but we could make like a little kind of a mystery tour, you know. Today we're here, tomorrow we're there, you know. And who lives there, kind of thing. Oh, we know that person, you know. It could be so easy to do. You know, just plan it like kind of day by day. Who drops along or who's in the chat the day before? Hey, come to my house, man. I'm there. I'm right next to you, you know. That kind of thing. Could be good.
Definitely. Oliver Ibanez is here in Spain as well. So there's another one that could help out.
You've got Alex, Flat Earth Conspiracy Music Guru, you know.
Yeah.
So plenty of tunes there as well.
Spanish. He does healing with his hands. He comes on our panel. He lives in I forget where he lives. He lives in Spain.
We got Feg as well. Alan Feg. He's in Tenerife at the moment, I think.
What flavour crisps are those?
Sorry, making too much noise.
You're busted, man.
I'll put myself on silent.
No, but now what flavour are they? I want to know. What's the flavour?
Pickled onion.
Anyway, back to the topic of John Smith's tour. I suppose Jason or even John Smith, what is it you want? Where do people go? Obviously, I've put it in the link, but obviously talk about it on the Hangout. Where do people go if they want to help?
Jason, can I hand it over to you? And I'm gonna share the links in the chat room just now.
Excellent, good. Yeah, so there's the GoFundMe page. You can make a small donation or a very large donation. That's entirely up to yourself. Yeah, that would help. But the Patreon, we've done a Patreon account so that we're going to hold back and give a little bit of an incentive. Hold back the videos for probably 3 to 5 days or so. We're not sure that the full length of time yet. It'll probably be around about that, I would think. And to give those who subscribe, you know, like a preview of of how the activism is going, and there's lots of rewards within and how much that you do. I can read a few of them out. That would be quite good. Let me just see. Oh, I don't know if I'm like you guys, but I have so many tabs open, windows open. You know, a flat earther researcher now, and you need a damn good computer to have all of these tabs open. Yeah, so let's just find Patreon. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, okay. So So we started it off. Was it the first? They call them tiers in Patreon. We've done the first one that remember it's a 2-month trip. So you'd only be subscribed to the 2 months. So it starts off with the woke tier. That's $5, and you get access to the early video previews and access to the exclusive Facebook group we've named it, and some live event access, and you get to communicate with I don't know much about that, but to communicate with other Globe Live Patreons. And I never know whether to call it patrons or Patreons, I think it is. The next one is the Indoctrination Buster. If you do $10 or more, it's exactly the same as before, the early preview videos, exclusive access to the Facebook group. But there's also some exclusive access to content and the insight. This is the behind the closed doors. If Harry's going to be on in his van, he's going to do some extra video and then that no one else will get to see. So it's a bit more of he might have people coming to visit him in the van, so it'd be like another hangout, you know, like but that other people won't get to see, you know. It's a private hangout. We've got the next tier, which is called the Warrior. The Warrior, exactly the same, everything as what I've just said, but you'll be getting an official Globe Live mug, and you get to go on a live hangout to ask any questions, and hopefully it will be Harry and maybe Roxanne and myself will be on that hangout with you. And then we have United We Stand. Thank you, Roxanne, because I noticed that you did that one. That's a $50 or more. Well done, Roxanne. And that's the same again. You've got the mug and a T-shirt on this one. And then there's fan recognitions. You'll have to chime in on that one again, Roxanne. I forgot what that was again. Fan recognitions. And then we have what's it?
Fan recognitions is where Harry would be giving a credit to at the end of the exclusive content that he makes. He'll be making an exclusive thank you at the end of his content and giving
in the credits and that. Yes.
Yep, and he'll be giving them a personal shout out in the exclusive live hangout as well.
That was it. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, so that's the fan recognitions. And then there's a 30-minute exclusive chat with Harry via what's it, a Hangout or Skype or Messenger, or even on the phone if you just want a quick up to a 30-minute chat, so you can have a good chat one-on-one. Did you get your 30-minute chat with him, Roxanne? Anyway, so and also there's the next one that we named was the Mad as Hell Activist. I feel like this one's me. I'm mad as hell and want more of this because like I've said it before in the past. I don't want to be a flat earth. I really don't. I like meeting you guys. I like seeing you. I like the friendship and all that. But I want this flat earth nonsense to be over. Like it should be. It should be globe conspiracy. Yeah, it is. But like this is wrong. This is. Like I feel like this. This disgusting lie should be done and dusted and over by now. I mean, like, yeah, I'd like to get back to a normal life, and the whole world know about all of this now. And so anyway, so this is the Mad as Hell Activist. What's it, Tia? That's $50 or more. Sorry, that's $100. Pardon me. And then it's the same as everything else, but we also get, this is great, this one. You get to spend 24 hours with John Smith, Global Harry, on the tour bus, on the tour camper. It might even be on the tour tent if he doesn't raise enough.
Jason,
yes.
Just wanted to say, in the chat room, Amanda O'Reilly, I just donated. Great work, guys. Like I said, we'll truth as much as I can. You've already got a donation.
That is brilliant. That is absolutely amazing.
Hey, can I just say, Amanda, will you donate for me as well? Because I'm a bit skint at the moment. Give him 50 quid.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
I mean, between us all, I mean, like, we've got a lot of YouTube channels and we've got a lot of subscribers and that. And even if even if money's a little bit short at the moment, $5, like that's amazing. And and between all the subscribers and all that, we could easily send Harry on his way, easily. We just need to oh god, you guys just get on with it. But anyway, so that was the $100 for 24 hours with Harry on the tour bus. You might just want to do the $100 and don't want to do the 24 hours. That's fine as well. We've got the last one was the insane tier. I put that in for $250 because what comes with that is all of the above of what I've just mentioned, plus that we'll put together. I don't know, you've seen Roxanne's banner. It actually does come in two halves. So there is two banners. So you get your two banners, and then you'll get a stack of leaflets and that. So it's what we call an activism starter pack, banners and leaflets, as well as the 24 hours with Harry. And that's really good to do that 24 hours with Harry, because you kind of like you build so much confidence, like just being with them, how to approach people. When I first went out, I watched everybody else and I didn't have enough confidence to speak to anybody. And then just watching Harry and seeing how he approaches people and what he says and how he goes about it, and that it does it gives you balls to get on with it. So I kind of like we've done that at $250 because as I say, I mean, like the banner set and the leaflets and all that, it's a pretty price to put together, and that, like, so it's pretty expensive, and we still need to fund some extra money for Harry and that.
Careful, darling. Jason, do you know what I've got? I've got up my banner actually, so I can move. I'm walking with my laptop now, and I can show everyone the banner up on the little stand.
So that's one half of it.
Yeah, that one's how big? That one is that 6 foot by 6 foot?
That's correct. Yeah, 6 foot by 6 foot.
And there's loads of information on it. Absolutely bucket loads of information on it.
I'm afraid we won't be supplying the stands, but we'll give you lots of ideas on how to create the stands. I think what Roxanne's got there are disco lighting stands. They are, or speaker stands. For myself, I used an old disco rig lighting setup, and that. I find that a little quite sturdy in the wind, and that even though the wind does catch it, because these big dots and that, and they catch the wind quite well. Yeah, I think that's about it really. For so you've got the Patreon account and you've got the GoFundMe account. I will at some point after I've spoken to Harry sort out a PayPal link as well, if that's a little bit easier for people. We're trying to find many ways of doing this. We're also going to be
in the chat room, just so you know. I've shared them in the chat room.
Oh, excellent! That's brilliant. Yeah, I didn't see it though. If you did, oh yes, I have spotted that. Okay. Also, we'll be doing Roxanne and myself will come together and we've produced some designs for some t-shirts and mugs as well. Was there something else that you said? T-shirts, mugs, and yeah, the sweatshirt thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a few items there that we'll be putting on display, and hopefully selling a few of them might go towards the fund as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was important to us as well because like we are so aware on how. I use the term frowned upon, like this raising money for, like for the flat Earth, cause. So we're itemizing absolutely everything that, from his petrol receipts to, staying at a campsite, like for, the accommodation at a campsite, things like that, even though he's got a camper van, some nights he needs internet access and things and petrol receipts and things. So everything is going to be itemized, on the Globe Live Facebook page and the Globe Live website. Everything will be itemized. So you'll see for yourself that Harry won't even be buying a Mars bar out of it, because he doesn't believe Mars exists.
Like that one.
So anyway, I think that's about it. I can't really. Have I left anything out, Roxanne?
No, you've got everything in there.
Yeah, that's brilliant, Jason. Can I just mention?
Come this side.
No. Can I just mention earlier that I forgot to mention Realm Walker when we're talking about authentic intent, about the great work that he's doing there in Chicago. It's great, and Mary from Sea Level as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just out doing great work.
Out in Times Square, New York.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's quite a few different groups now around the world starting to come out onto the street and do activism, which we all think is fantastic to see. So well explained, Jason. Thanks very much.
Good, excellent.
Well, I really hope this goes really well for you so that you can do all this, Harry.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you.
And thank you, Amanda. I've just seen it pop up on the GoFundMe. So well done, Amanda.
Thank you very much, Amanda.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's working,
I love it.
I mean, the GoFundMe and the raising the money and that, and the Patreon and that. I expect it to be a little bit slower than that. Like people's people have got their own times when wages and things and all that come in and that. I think even if it's like just for the $5 and all that, please, put your hand in your pocket. If you're a flat earther, it's a must. It's a given. It has to happen. Harry does too. His work's too good. Just
get that man a drink.
Yeah, I've got it here. Thank you.
Cheers.
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 Everybody, coffee, but cheers.
Cheers.
Looks good, Jason.
Yeah, cheers, everyone. Even I can say cheers now that I've managed to get to the shop.
Cheers, Astro. Love you, Patricia Hurst.
Yeah, she might. I don't know if she's there or not. Patricia, she's with her son. Is there anything else that you want to talk about right now? Because obviously this hangout is about trying to get Harry on the road again.
Is there any? I can't see the chat room, but is there any questions the chat room's got?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, and I also mentioned, well, both of us mentioned in the video, you know, if anyone's got any more ideas of raising more funds, or you know someone who's got a camper that we might be able to hire on the cheap or so, yeah, please, you know, please, I beg you, you know, if you put that idea forward for us, you know, like, amazing.
They almost sound like we're, you know, children in need appeal or whatever on the TV. Seriously, yeah. But I'm just about to say I've got some flags.
That's what.
You just need going up.
I'm going to say I've got some flags, right? These flags have got obviously a print on them that we don't wish to see or advertise, but the actual flag part of it, they can be taken down into a little bag. They've got a screw-in, you know, base that you can screw into a grass field, relatively simply, and they're massive. They're like 4 meters high. Oh. So if we can get some, it's like a mesh. If we can get some mesh, the same shape, size that these ones are, printed up with something, you know, FE on them, I'll give them away, man. I tell you, and they're awesome. They're made of aluminium and plastic, and you know, they're big. They're big. I mean, you can see these for like 2 miles away, you know. What's that, Seth? Flat Earth? What?
Yeah, that sounds brilliant, that. I've got a supplier who does mesh printing.
Oh, seriously, man, you need to get him in contact with me. Seriously. We'll do something then, definitely, because it's been bugging me this. I can't get them stripped.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You have one on each end of the corner of the country.
Can I ask a question? Would it be big enough to like hang off a bridge that goes over motorway or something?
You're thinking of a different orientation. Imagine a feather, like a feather quill.
I know what
a quill pen. Yeah, one of those. It's even half of a quill, isn't it? I think, if I'm not wrong, the shape of it. But they're big. They're like 4 meters high, I think. They're big. You know.
Wow. Well, that's something which we can talk about afterwards. Jason, how quickly would you hope the money comes in then? Because obviously John Smith's only got a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, like, really, as quickly as possible. You know, like, no pressure, but Harry's already ironed his socks. You know, like, so yeah, he wants to get off. He's itching to go as quickly as possible. So there isn't really a date. It's the second that we've got enough money to hire something, or there's an idea in a camper.
You know, don't blame you trying to get away as soon as possible. You know, I used to live there, but it's nice to get out.
How much money, haven't you?
Say that again. You broke up for me.
Roughly. How much? You've obviously worked out how much money he roughly needs.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Roughly. It all depends on the camper van. You know, we've seen some ridiculous prices, and I suppose they're not ridiculous. It's just that we've got the summer prices at the moment, and they do go as of next week. That the prices do go down a little bit, but for a lot of camper fans, that they're between like £400 and £600 per week. You know, like, so it's a ridiculous price. So we've been thinking. You know, we thought if we don't reach enough funds to get him into a camper van, Harry was prepared to jump in hire a transit van and do that or something or whatever. You know, we've got plan B. We need. Yeah, I mean, like, we're talking about 8 weeks. You know, like, so, and then how many mileage and that. It could go anywhere, literally, from about from about 3 to 5,000, anywhere from 3 to 5,000, I would think, and it all depends on how much that like we can get this land for.
Money has started to come good. Obviously, John Smith has not long turned up at Roxanne's, and they are quite busy tomorrow. I don't know how much longer everybody wants to be on the hangout, because the point was this hangout was to raise or make people aware that John Smith needs a camper van to go to Ireland.
Yeah. Can I just say as well, Harry's going to be out in London this weekend. He's going to be at Notting Hill Carnival tomorrow. This week.
To come back. Hey, Roxanne, we just lost you for a moment. Do you want to say that again?
John Smith Globeli is going to be in London this weekend at Notting Hill Carnival and Hyde Park Speakers Corner. He's going to be out with a load of other globe deniers doing activism. He's not even waiting for this to start. He's just out there. He's just out there. He's travelled down to London already from Scotland, and he's out there.
Where?
Yeah.
Harry then. Harry. Hello, Harry? Harry?
Yeah.
Can't hear anything.
No, I think everybody's having internet problems tonight.
No, sorry, now we're here. Sorry, I didn't know whose mic was going to be unmuted.
It's very strange. Every now and again, Karen, you sound like one of the Munchkins, from The Wizard of Oz.
Well, the mic sounded mad there, Karen. That sounded crazy.
Last week, you sounded like you was on helium, but talking very fast as well. Strange, very strange. I was just seconds away from recording it because I was like, am I hearing things or what? It sounded like you were on helium, but it was only you. Everyone else spoke normally.
It's probably just my internet. But anyway, yeah, it's Harry there then. Harry.
Yeah, go on, Harry. Quick thank you for everybody else.
Yes, thanks very much for all the people in the chat for watching, and everybody on the panel there, and everybody here in this room. It's been an amazing night. Thank you all, and thank you for all the donations that are coming in. That's really going to help us take us forward. Thank you so much.
Cheers, Harry.
Thanks, guys.
Harry.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Harry. Keep doing what you're doing, brother.
And a big thank you to you, especially Karen, for being able to host this.
Yeah,
thanks,
and Karen.
Bring us all together. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, Karen.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Pleasure. Yeah, Chris, want to say anything before we go?
Thank you very much, Harry, for your inspiration, and we just want to pay you back. That's all we're trying to do.
Keeping him.
Thank you. Thank you for your inspiration.
Yeah, Harry, if I put the £100 in, do I get 24 hours with you?
You already had the 24 hours. I'm waiting for the money.
Now, what would you want to do with Harry for 24 hours?
The main bubbles.
Yeah.
Private video.
No.
Harry.
You and Harry will be out in the street.
Upload it to Patreon exclusively, yeah?
Me and Jason have already been there.
I just want to say, Harry, you keep doing what you're doing, because it's inspiring not only to us that are part of this flat earth, community and stuff, but people that are new to it, when they see you, when they're meeting you out on the street, they're looking into this thing, and I can see you making a difference. And I love watching you because, like I said earlier, we're getting all the answers. We're getting all of the answers just by watching, to how people are reacting, to what we shouldn't or what we shouldn't say, So, brilliant stuff. You keep doing it, brother. I love everything that you're doing. It's awesome. Everyone, awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tom wants to say something as well, Karen.
Yeah, I just want to say massive love and respect to Victoria for organising the camps and that. But recently, we've only been this is our second camp now. But honestly, I've never had such it's an amazing experience. Honestly, past 6 days have been absolutely fantastic. Yeah. I cannot wait for the next 6 days as well on Monday. So I just wanted to say that.
Well done, Victoria.
Yeah, well done, Victoria.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yay.
I'm back off again.
Thank you. Ruben, did you want to say anything before we go?
Just shout out to everyone working hard and making noise, spreading flat earth truth. It's not easy. As has been said before, like when you first start, it really isn't easy. And I've learned from everyone out there, everyone in that living room at Roxanne's. Just well done to everyone for making a noise.
Ruben.
Ruben, see you next week.
Yes, see you next week.
Can't
wait to see you.
Sunday, see Sunday.
No, Friday. Ruben's Friday.
Well, it's coming
Friday.
For putting this hangout together.
What did you say?
Oh, sorry, Ruben.
I was just saying.
Sorry, Ruben.
The hangout.
It's a pleasure. Nice to meet you, Ruben.
Likewise. I'll see you in person soon.
Yeah, I just want to say also, Ruben, thanks, brother. You know, good for coming on, and hopefully you'll come back again and say a little bit more next time, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I'll be like at my house with better internet connection.
Yeah, just to reiterate, you're on holiday with your family just now, and you've taken time out to be here as well. So that's greatly appreciated, babe. Thank you.
No worries, my pleasure.
And can I just say
Thank you.
Can I just say this to anybody around, this plane of existence? I was going to say something else then, but I'll say this plane of existence, right? If you're celebrating your birthday today, this thought came into my head. Flat Earth Day to you. Flat Earth Day to you. Yeah, sorry. Some people call me crazy, but anyway, forgive me.
We love that.
Thanks, Astral. Jason, do you want to say anything before we go?
Yeah, I'd like to say I'm going to try myself. I've had a few difficulties trying to get to the camp, but I'm going to try get there next week for a couple of days. You guys in the chat and that, we'd love to meet you, and well, hopefully that we can meet you and try and encourage you guys to come out on activism with us. We don't want to keep doing it all by ourselves. We want to meet you. We want you to come with us. So if you've got a little bit of time, even if it's for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, go on the Feast website and that. Speak to Victoria and that, and come along to the camp with us. We'd love to meet you.
Yeah.
Well said, Jason.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah. Roxanne's house. Last word.
Say that again.
I said Roxanne and her house. Yes. Your last word.
No, I didn't hear that again.
Last
Sorry.
word.
Oh,
Just
the
have a
last
last
word.
word, Rox.
Sorry. The last word is flat earth, globe deny. The truth will get out there to the masses. And if people just keep communicating and having real life human interactions with people, pushing the boundaries with themselves a little bit, keep putting a little bit of effort. And just like Jason said, just start meeting people in real life. Yeah, we've all been at the stage where we're behind the keyboard, and look now, people coming out of the closet left, right, and centre. So I would just say flat earth, love, and unity. Flat earth, love, and unity. The dogs are trying to get their word in.
Well,
I was going to say.
Also, thank you.
This is kind
of. On Astral.
No, I'm too late now. But anyway, it's destroyed the moment. You said, Karen, last word from you, Roxanne. And Roxanne didn't just give a last word. She gave the last chapter of a book there. Thanks, Roxanne. It's awesome.
Well, I'd like to say thank you to Chris UK, to Jason and to Roxanne for all they've done to help John Smith Globe Lie as well. And this works for you. And thank you, Ruben. Thank you, Astral. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you to everybody sitting in Roxanne's house. And thank you, Roxanne. And thank you, Harry.
Thanks, Karen.
Thank you, Karen.
Gary. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from us.